Hello and welcome everyone. It is time to enter the Kumite. Remember, this is not a sport. You don't play fight. What's up, fight fans? Today we're joined by Engbrock. He's got a fight coming up with Ricky Maynez at XKO 55 on February 18th. Ian, man, thank you for coming in. How are you feeling right now leading up to the fight?
Oh, I'm feeling great. Everything's going according to plan. I'm just ready to get in there.
Yeah. Nice, man. So how long have you been training and what was it that brought you into MMA?
I started training around 15, 16 years old. I started doing jiu-jitsu, and that was really kind of what started off. And I did a little striking back then too. And then I took some time off once I was finishing up high school. And right after I graduated, I pretty much got back into it and started just training a bunch. And then I joined Fortis MMA when I was about 18, 19 years old. So I've been training at Fortis for about the last 5-6 years.
You've been training at Fortis MMA for 5 or 6 years. Wow. That is a lot of that's a lot of good things being drilled into you and knowledge being passed on. So that's good to hear. That's definitely Fortis is really coming up on the map, and it has for the last decade. Like they're having some killers coming up, and I'm sure you got great training partners, right?
Oh man, all my training partners, most of them are in the UFC, so I'm getting a lot of good rounds of training with Miles Johns, Steven Peterson, Damon Jackson, ton of guys. There's we got Jeff Neal down there, like. There's a bunch of guys out there, and everybody helps each other out, and nobody's really, just because you're a local guy or you're just starting your pro career, doesn't mean they're just gonna not help you. Everybody's pretty. Yeah, we have a strong bond between everybody on the team. That's how it's always been.
Nice, dude. So you said you start off with BJJ. BJJ was one of the OG styles that really set the path of evolution to MMA. So do you have any specific martial arts that you prefer or feel natural to you? Is it BJJ or?
No, for the last probably 5-6 years, I've just been focusing on my striking and wrestling a bunch. I don't really do any gi jiu-jitsu. I only do no gi.
Yep.
But I mainly wrestle. I'm not going for submissions all the time. I just like to dominate on the ground if I'm going to go to the ground. But I like to keep the fight standing if I can.
Really?
In my first fight, I was going for takedown, but that was just one of the game plans we had. So, and I felt like that was what seemed to work the best against him. So I really just.
It's good that you got the toolbox to be able to adjust based on your enemy and hit them at their weaknesses, and then you really snowball in your strengths as well. Or like your.
I'm well rounded and everywhere, especially. Training at Fortis, like the whole thing is to become a complete fighter.
No, man. Yeah, that's the right mindset going into it. So, I was going to ask where you train, Fortis, and what they bring to the table. We all know what Fortis MMA brings to the table. So that's a great place to start. Do you work right now? Do you have a job while you're getting?
Yeah, I actually work at Fortis.
Oh, are you a trainer?
Yeah, I do. I train people. I work for my coach, Coach Safe.
I work fully immersed then.
Yeah, and I teach some classes.
Yeah, that's amazing, dude. You can really fully immerse yourself in martial arts, so you don't have to, work somewhere that just sucks away at your soul.
Yeah, I'm about to graduate college actually, but I'm definitely gonna keep doing MMA.
Nice, man. What did you go to school for?
Cybersecurity.
Nice.
This is my last semester. So.
Awesome.
See, maybe something outside of that.
So this is one of the few matchups that we have interviews scheduled for both fighters, for you and Ricky Maynez. Do you have any particular message you would like to send to Ricky going into this fight?
I mean, I honestly don't know much about the guy. It honestly doesn't matter who I'm fighting to me. Like it just. Like for my last fight, all I want to do is finish whoever's in there. And that's because I really felt like the judges, they don't really know what they're talking about a lot of times. So I don't ever want to have the opportunity to leave in hands. But looking forward to a good fight. and you know, may the best man win. But I'm gonna bring the heat. That's for sure.
I like it, man. I like it. So when you're in there, do you view this more as a sport and this is a competition, or do you have more of that mindset of this is a war and my opponent is my enemy? What kind of mindset really puts you in that position to do those things?
It's kind of like an in between, you know. But once I'm in there, like obviously I'm not going to hold back anything. You know, doesn't matter. We'll respect after the fight, but you know, while we're in there, you know, I'm trying to take you out. So there's no questions about that. But you know, anybody that steps in the cage, you know, you got to respect.
Yeah.
I always have respect for my opponents, but you know, if they don't respect me, then that's their issue. But I really don't care. I'm still gonna put them out.
Yeah, someone who's willing to go to that dark place, you have to have some kind of respect for that, you know, and it does form kind of a brotherhood, even when you're just sparring and, you know, but I can imagine after a cage fight, like, you know, we're both two people with our, you know, lives and everything led up to this, like respect, dude. That was crazy. You know, like respect for coming in here. I'm crazy. So,
so respect. There's no hard feelings at the end of it. You know, we're both trying to get somewhere. So,
hell yeah, man. So we have a saying here at Enter the Kumite. This is not a sport. You don't play fight. What are your thoughts on that? And do you view MMA as a sport, or do you see it as something more than that?
I mean, I view MMA as a sport just because it's sanctioned, has rules, you know, everything like that. Like there's a champion, you know, just like in football, that's basketball, you know, there's always champions. So I mean, it's on ESPN, but there's no play. We're not play fighting, you know, we're fighting. You know, we're not playing. Like, you know, sports, you know, they have that kind of safety. You know, there's no safety net at all in fighting. Like you're going to get found out if you're not prepared, and then it's going to all the talking, anything that you want to say is all going to show in the cage. So that's what I like about it. Yeah,
no, I agree.
Only person
fighting
you can blame
is very
is yourself.
human.
Yeah, the only person you can hold accountable is your own self. So
yeah,
you can't blame anybody for anything.
So was there anyone specifically that you saw as a young man and thought like, I can do that, or like, I want to do that? That like, was there someone that inspired you specifically to become a fighter?
Honestly, whenever I was first watching UFC, I was watching a lot of that's when Dillashaw and Jose Aldo were dominating everybody. And of course, you had Anderson Silva still there. But then Conor McGregor came, he really sparked, you know, attention to the sport. And so that got me really interested. But man, as far as my favorite fighter now, I have no idea. I like just pressure fighters. That's my favorite. Like, you know, Usman,
Pressure
all
fighters.
those guys.
Okay.
Yeah, that's kind of how I like to fight as well.
So I like to ask in all of my interviews this one particular question, because I feel like it says a lot about someone without having to ask too many questions. Like why fighting? Like you chose a path that really challenges the limits of your spirit and your self-confidence. Like what made you pursue a path like this?
It just felt like it was meant for me whenever I started doing, especially when I joined Fortis. That's when I really was like, you know, this is what I'm supposed to do. And I know my potential and I know what I can be. And it's like, there's no reason I shouldn't be one of the best fighters in my weight class in the world at some point, you know, especially with who I'm training with, what I know, you know. I was only built through fucking the most brutal training, because at Fortis, you know, I was thrown straight into all the pros, and I had no
dog
experience.
fights,
I didn't have much experience, you know. I'm getting my ass beat every day for a long time. But, you know, I learned so much from all that, and there's so many guys there that have, you know, helped make me evolve in the sport. So
and you have to believe it.
Yeah,
like you know, doing all the work and everything, like that's very vital, and you have to do that as well. But you also have to have that unbreakable sort of self-confidence and belief in yourself that you can do it. Otherwise, like, why are you here? You know, why are you fighting? Like, you have to believe like, no, there's no man on earth at this, you know, size, frame, and weight that can take me. And
yeah, no, that's totally what think about every day. You know, I don't think anybody can beat me when it comes in there. You know, it doesn't matter if I have a loss right now. It doesn't, like, in my mind, I'm not ever gonna lose. You know, and it's not even about losing. It's just about, as long as I go in there and give it 100% and perform the best of my ability, like, I know nobody's gonna stop me. So I truly believe that. That's why I'm doing this. If I didn't, I wouldn't be doing this.
Exactly. There would be no point. Yeah. So I have to ask, man, like, where are you going? Where do you see yourself being in 5 to 10 years? And if you could choose any MMA organization to be a part of, what would it be?
I see myself being in the UFC for sure. I don't even want to think that far right now. I'm just like getting the win, but that's eventually where I see myself. And that's kind of the path, you know, me and my coach have planned out for me. So I believe as long as I put in the work and I fucking get in there and get the job done every time, I'll get there.
Yeah, I like the perspective.
Not looking too
baby
far.
steps, you know, exactly.
Yeah, you know, I'm just
looking
Ricky
at Maynez. You got to.
I'm just looking at February 18th, getting the job done, and then looking on the next step. You know, we'll get there eventually.
Yes, sir. So, do you have any shout outs you'd have, or, you know, do you have anything you want to say to the people tuning into your fight on February 18th?
I mean, you have to watch this. If you're gonna watch any fight on the card, you need to watch this one, because it's for sure gonna be finished. And it's gonna be fucking brutal. So
I love it. Yeah, that's what the people love to see. Even people who don't necessarily watch fights, they want it to be brutal. You know, when I do tune in.
Yeah, if you watch these kind of fights, you know, yeah, you'll be tuned in for sure again after that.
Hell yeah, man. Well, hey, it was nice getting to sit down and talk with you, learn more about you. You definitely got a good head on your shoulders, the right kind of mentality to go into a sport like this. I'm definitely looking forward to watching this fight. I'm going to be there. You know, we're going to be cage side, you know, making sure to get pictures and videos. We're going to be doing post-fight breakdowns and all of that jazz. So Ian Engbrock, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for everyone entering the Kumite with us here today. Make sure you tune in on February 18th at XKO 55 to watch him take on Ricky Maynez. Remember, guys, this is not a sport. You don't play fight.